Hi, everyone. Welcome back to In the Ring.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, my mic is all messed up here.
Each podcast is getting worse and worse.
Yeah. Progressively.
I look less and less attractive because I feel like we're just having no time. And I'm like, is it really worth putting on makeup? No one's watching anyways. I mean, people are watching.
No,
I don't want to belittle the people that are watching because some people really do enjoy this podcast.
Well, no, I feel it, but visually, though, I'm saying people still listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so most people probably just listen to it while they're, like, doing stuff.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out a way to make this more entertaining without risking my daughter getting sick. And I think that's the issue.
Yeah, so our original plans for this podcast, we were going to be implementing, like, having people come on the show, having people, like, as guests, interviewing people. We were going to do, like, a whole thing with it, and we actually had some stuff planned. But unfortunately, it's like our anxiety is getting the best of us in terms of, like, her getting sick or her catching something like RSV or a cold or the flu or whatever the case. And she's still so young that it's just not worth the risk.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
I feel like you're not centered. I feel like you're very to the left.
Oh. That's better. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. I wasn't in the middle of the cushion.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, also, did you guys like these little Christmas things? They're cute, right?
Temu special.
I order a lot of things on Temu. Speaking of Temu, I'm straight up gambling on Temu. I have a problem.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
It's so bad.
So I had never purchased anything from Temu. You have.
It's actually hilarious.
I have not. So I go on Temu because Karlee's like, oh, I need these things for fish, whatever. What's it called?
Fishland. And you never get it. They'll like invite one more person and then you'll get it. And then you invite them and they give you like a cent instead of 10 cents. And now you got to invite like 100 people. It's a scam.
So she needed
it's
these
not.
credits
I
or
take
these.
It back. Don't sue me. It's not a scam. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. Because
let me tell you why. So I go on to like click on this credit thing for her to get some whatever fish food, and it's telling me, oh, you can play this game and you can win 10 items. I was like, okay, sweet. Obviously, I'm like, this is BS, but you have to like keep inviting people, get credits. You get the price down to like. You have to get it down to $0 though, or else they don't let you just buy out. Because otherwise, I would have bought out at like $5.
Right.
But I'm down to like 0.001 cents. And
you should put the link down below and let someone just accept it.
No,
please.
It's gone now because it's only for 24 hours you have to do it in.
Oh.
So I was like, I did it, and then all of a sudden I couldn't get it, right? Because I'd like have no friends to invite. So I was it just said, oh, we're going to send you 6 free gifts. Out of 10, we're just going to send you 6 of them.
And they actually sent.
Yeah, and they're actually shipping out. Like, they're in Toronto right now.
Which is crazy because I've spent, like, probably over $1,000 on Temu in my life. And I've never got anything free. Literally ever. Speaking of Temu and the money and whatever, they actually have some really good things. Some of them are hit or miss, but that's, like, with everything. I also, this is so off topic. Well, it's on topic, but we went to Temu. Now we're going back. The doctor's supposed to call me today for that thing for lavender.
Oh.
And, well, they said by the end of the week, and it's Thursday. So I'm like, technically they could call tomorrow, but they said by the end of the week. And in my head,
when anybody ever tells you, hey, we're
Friday's
going to
the
give you
end.
a call by the end of the week, it's usually at the very end of the week. I find
That's
in my
dumb.
experience. It's like people will give you that time frame to be like, yeah, we'll call you by the end of the week, but it's always at the end.
I hate that. I'd rather people not give me timelines at all because then I'm not sitting there waiting.
Yeah, but then it's like people still will ask. Like,
That's
hey,
true.
Do you have an ETA?
That's just like when you're at, well, I don't know, at least here in Canada because there's so many people in the clinics and stuff. Yeah. They'll literally put on the front like, we don't know the wait times, don't ask, and people will still ask.
Because people, I feel it's like a human. I don't know. I always ask for times. If it tells me to not ask, I'm not gonna ask. But if it's like, if I go there and I'll be like, hey, do you have an estimated time? Because you want to know if I'm gonna be here for 3 hours or not. Do I have to mentally prepare for that?
Well, true. And some people go after work or whatever.
Yeah, you just don't have the time. That's true.
I was talking with my mom, and I don't know, at least in my fertility clinic, and I've seen this in like many doctors' offices where it's like scent free zone because like someone might have a migraine or whatever. People are sensitive to it. So What bothers me though is you show up to the place and then you look at the sign and it says, oh, this is a scent-free place. Well, hello, I'm already here with my perfume on. So why didn't you tell me this on the phone or in an email that it's scent-free, not a sign when you get there? What do you want them to? What do you want those people to do?
Do you think they actually
strip it off?
Force it though, or is it more just like they put the sign there hoping people follow it? Like
Well,
if you were wearing perfume, would they be like, "Oh, you gotta leave"?
No, I wore perfume somewhere where it said scent-free. I think it was an ultrasound place or something, and they're like, oh, like, next time, like, make sure you don't wear a scent. There's a sign right there. And I literally responded. I said, well, I didn't see the sign till I got here. And she was really nice. Like, she was like, oh, yeah, no, I know. That's the problem. And she acknowledged that, like, that's what the issue is.
Yeah, but if they know that's the issue, then why not fix the issue?
But I'm like, how am I supposed to know I'm not supposed to bring something until I get there and then there's a sign? And it's not like it's like shoes. I can take them off. I'm covered in, like, lotion, maybe. Like, what do you want me to do?
Your shampoo.
Yeah, like,
Could
what
be
do you...
your soap.
What do
Could
you
be anything.
shave my head and then walk in? Like, I don't
Could be deodorant.
I don't get that.
Yeah. It's just funny when people say, oh, yeah, I know that's the problem. It's like, okay, but you know that. Meaning probably everybody else in this office knows that. So why don't you just fix it? Why don't you just say that on the phone now? Hey, we're a scent-free place.
Also, this doesn't feel like enough coffee anymore.
And no, it's not. We're gluttonous with coffee. It's so funny how North Americans are so, like, extra with their portion sizes.
And the amount of sugar, like...
Everything.
Everywhere else in the world, they have, like, this little... Like, what we call an espresso cup is, like, what they actually drink half the time. It's a little bit bigger, but...
Yeah, no.
And they don't load it with, like, a bunch of sugar and cream and whipped cream and caramel and...
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, I was never a fan of black coffee. But more recently, I just started to try it. And actually, it's not that bad. But we do have a hazelnut bean, so it helps a lot. It does help. So, anyway, I want to get into some emails. We had a couple from... So, these have kind of been, sitting here for like a month, but we appreciated it anyway. Actually, no, this one's pretty new. This is only a couple days old. So it says, hi guys, I really hope this email gets to you. It did, because I really would love to hear your take on this. Hopefully Sick is able to touch on this too. Unfortunately, Sick is not here.
Maybe he can comment.
Sick, if you're down, comment down below, okay? I'm from the smallest province in Canada, and just yesterday, November 19th, a local high school decided to take down the memorials of grade 12 students who passed away before graduating. For 30 plus years, this school has kept a memorial wall of the pictures for all the students that have passed away, and a lot of the parents gave out scholarships in their son or daughter's name to honor them. The wall was removed because some students felt it was upsetting and offensive to have to walk by and see every day. A mother of a girl who passed and had her photo on the wall for 26 and a half years gave out 26 scholarships in her daughter's name. I didn't go to this high school, but one of my friends was on the wall, and it just bothers me so much. One person's opinion can change so much. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. I think it's absolutely messed up, and it makes me sad to see what Canada is becoming. Think of how upsetting and offensive this is for parents. Also now, Loblaws grocery stores are not putting Christmas trees up because it's offensive for some people. Like
what?
This is in the PEI news if you guys want to read on it. I think it's just absolutely terrible that they would take down a memorial wall for students who went there and had passed away. I think for one, I don't even care if it was 10 or 15 people at that school to say it's offensive or whatever. Like, memorial walls are things in a lot of places, and if a school wants to honor students who have passed by doing that, and especially the parents who have put in scholarship money of their own to sponsor other students on behalf of their son or daughter who passed away. That's the upsetting part. It's not upsetting. It's upsetting to walk by there for some people, maybe because it's just sad, but at the same time, it's more upsetting for somebody.
Yeah, imagine the family
want to take that down.
Like, what?
Because you feel offended or upset.
I can't.
And to touch on the next part where you said, it's sad to see what Canada is becoming. I could not agree with you more.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you're all the way in PEI. We're all the way in Ontario at the very bottom. We're very far from PEI.
Bless you. Bless you.
So it's funny that everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people in Canada have the same experience about how it's becoming and all the changes that are being made. And it's just, it's a little much to see happen. It's sad.
So for me, I think that taking down the whole memorial wall because people are like offended or whatever is so insane to me. Like, if I was a parent, I would be like at that school, like just fuming. I'd be like, who is saying this? Because they must have had some type of validity. Like, you can't just, I feel like there's more to the story, but maybe not.
Maybe not.
There honestly probably isn't. Not shocked.
That's the thing now is like you'll see like a news article or you'll read something and you'll be like, I feel like I'm getting half of the story or a quarter of it. I feel like I'm missing a lot of context. But then it's funny because you'll find out the rest of the context. And you're like, oh, no, I really wasn't missing much. It's actually just insane.
And then the whole Christmas tree thing. Listen, every single Zayre's, Superstore, Loblaws, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Loblaws.
All of those, which is all ran by the same company. Listen, I'm going to say it. Get mad at me. I don't care. There is a pride flag on every single one that I go into, and it says shop proud or something, or I don't even know what it says.
Everyone's welcome or something.
Everyone's welcome. I'm pretty sure it says shop. No, I think on Value Village it says thrift proud or something, whatever it is. So it's okay to sit there and have the rainbow pride flag, but you can't have a Christmas tree in a Christian country. That is insane to me. Oh, well, it's not a Christian country anymore, blah, blah, blah. Well, it is. Okay, it is the foundation of it is a Christian country.
Like a lot. If you took the percentage of the population that was Catholic or Christian or whatever, there would be a very good chunk of it. I'm pretty sure statistically. Actually, you want to talk? I want to get that number. I want to know.
I just think that that's absolutely insane because if you went to any other country and there was a bunch of, and people tried to take away their religion, you would be absolutely ridiculed to the point where you, honestly, there's probably like actual laws against it. I don't know if there is, but I feel like there would be. And like, I remember growing up, I couldn't even say Merry Christmas in my school, which was insane to me. I had to say Happy Holidays or I'd get in trouble. That is just insane. Again,
these are numbers that I'm pulling from Google, and we all know Google can be a little wishy-washy with things. But anyway, so it says that religion in Canada, according to the 2021 census, Christianity is the largest religion in Canada, with Catholics representing 29.9%. Total Christian population is 53.3% of the population. We have a population of 40 million people-ish, so you're talking about over 20 million people in this country that are some sort of denomination of Christianity, and that's a big, big, big number to, and again, I don't know, it's not about comparison, about, oh, they have the pride flag up here, so they shouldn't take down Christmas trees. I mean, I do agree with that. I think it's super biased, and I think it's kind of upsetting to see that they would take out Christmas trees in Loblaws stores, but
honestly, I keep getting more and more reasons not to shop there. First of all, they're super expensive than any other grocery store.
Yeah, they are.
Like compared to Walmart, compared to any other grocery store. I know.
Hold on, let me preface this. We don't know how accurate the Christmas tree thing is. It was an email we got.
I feel like it's. I believe it.
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I just don't want to put out something out there that may not be true. So based off of this email is where we're giving our opinions. But continue.
I just think it's. No one is walking by, and also there is like a lot of people who are not Christian and who still celebrate Christmas because they're in Canada. There's a lot.
Like they go to family get-togethers, right? Yeah, they do the whole.
And
holidays.
So I think that that's just crazy, and I think that no one's forcing it down your throat. Like for example, when I walk into the store, because there's a pride flag, it doesn't mean they're forcing it down my throat. Which I'm not saying that you would need to. I love everyone, but it's something so simple that is like so offensive, and I feel like religion people are so offended by it, and it just to me doesn't make sense why it hurts them so much to like talk about religion in general ever. People get so like it's almost like it's like nails on a chalkboard to them.
Yeah, but you know what, it's funny because now it's the opposite way where people are saying, oh, we don't want Christmas trees in stores because we're offended by it because we don't celebrate that. But it's like, again, I'm not saying Karlee or I feel any type of way.
Obviously, I think they know. Yeah,
I'm just trying to whatever.
Yeah,
but it's just crazy to me that like they'll go as far, and I know it's just a Christmas tree or whatever, but it's like if that's something that's been Oh, she's due?
Yeah.
Okay. If that's something that's been in stores for years and years and years and years, and you know that, more than half of the population identifies as some sort of denomination of a Christian, it's a little crazy to take those out of stores because you're worried about offending people or upsetting people. Again, and you're talking more than half of the population of this country, so over 20 million people, according to that 2021 census. But anyway, I think it's a little crazy to do that. But again, I think the saying, go woke, go broke, has always come true in a lot of ways. I think a lot of businesses that, like you see the Jaguar thing going on right now, a lot of people might not know about that, but Jaguar had a whole marketing shift, a logo shift, and they started doing all of this stuff in their departments and blah, 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 blah. I don't know the ins and outs, but I guess a lot of people are really upset about that. And I don't know. So I think it's a little ridiculous if Loblaws is actually doing that. And I think they should probably reconsider that if you're upsetting, a vastly smaller percentage of the population, in my opinion. But anyway, maybe it's not true. I don't know.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to put Lavender down for her nap. She's smiling at the mic.
Okay, let's hop into this next email, okay?
Okay.
Hi, Karlee, Josh, and Lavender. It says sick too, but sick's not here. I'll try to make it a long
I get sad every time I hear that.
I know. I'll try to make it a long story short. My husband and I have been married together for 8 years. Oh, I'm sorry. My husband and I have been together for 8 years, married for 4 of those. We had a body count discussion when we first got together, but never any names were mentioned. Went about life, grew closer together, lived together, got married. Then during an argument, I find out half of his body count were my closest friends. Now, obviously, these girls were from before we were together, so I can't get too mad. But now I feel as though I can't hang out with half my friends because I know how girls are, because they'll throw it in my face any chance they get. Girls are manipulative. And now, because I feel like I can't hang out with any of my friends, I feel so tapered off from the world, alone, and just feel insecure as heck. What do I do? I've told him it makes me feel insecure and weird, but again, I feel bad because it was before he met me, so I feel guilty getting upset with him. But these girls I was just hanging out with last month, like he dropped me off to go see them, and I was the ignorant dumb one who had no idea. Any help or advice? Do I throw a marriage over something dumb from 8+ years ago, or do I work through my insecurities? Thank you. Hope you have a blessed holiday. We hope you have a blessed holiday too. You want to start off?
First of all, you said that these girls are your close friends. When you
they
started
didn't tell you?
talking to him or whatever, they didn't tell you or bring it up. To me, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a little interesting.
To me, that is absolutely crazy. Because at that point, it was their job to tell you, not him, because you guys were like new or whatever. Sorry that I have someone tugging at my microphone. I think personally, throwing it away over something so long ago is not.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
No.
I also think it's a little strange because you're saying that girls are manipulative and they'll throw it in your face. But if you hadn't known for the last 8 years and now you know, what's making you think that now they would throw it in your face if they haven't done it for the last 8 years?
That is very true.
If they've never brought it up to you and you actually had no idea, clearly, I don't think that would be their motive. And if you're thinking that, if they know that they might do it, okay, then just don't let them know that you know. And if you want to keep playing, I don't think, if these are your closest friends, truly, I don't think every time you see them, they're like, oh my God, she doesn't even know that I hooked up with her man, blah, 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 blah. And 8+ years ago is an insane amount of time. Like, that's a long time ago.
And if you guys have all hung out together, like you and your close friends and is it her husband or boyfriend?
Husband now.
And your husband, I would say, like, clearly everyone's moved on from it and it's not weird.
It's like one of those things where it's only weird if you make it weird. That's kind of where I'm getting at. It's probably going to be only get weird if you make it weird.
And think about, like, you and your past, right? Like, if you saw somebody that maybe you hooked up with, like, years ago, like 10 years ago, you probably literally would not, you don't think about it, so just think that he's probably feeling the same way. Like, think about your previous relationships. You just don't think about it. It's really like nothing. And he's probably thinking of it the same way, clearly, because it's been that long. So I do think you should work on your insecurities about it. Maybe bring it up to your friends and just say, oh, like, I didn't know and I just found out, so I'm feeling a little awkward. And maybe they'll reassure you. And I mean, this is definitely a you working on your insecurity thing, unfortunately, because it doesn't seem like there's any red flags, and it's been so long that.
But I definitely see where you're coming
from. 100%.
Like
I would be like sick to my stomach.
I totally get your feeling of like, damn, that sucks. Like, why did it have to be all of those people? But at the same time, it's like, I do agree with Karlee. I think it's an insecurity thing that you might have to just work through. Personally, I don't think it's worth throwing an 8-year relationship plus your marriage away for.
Oh, absolutely not.
But again, I'm not you, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. I just don't think it would be. So, okay, let's move on. We have another email. This one is called Family Drama. Cool, love those. Hey, Karlee and Josh, from a fellow Canadian here. Hello, Nova Scotia. Nice. I love your videos and vibes, but I'll get into it. I think it's going to be long. Okay, we'll try. I just want to know both of your opinions about the situation. So a little backstory. My mom and sister have always had issues with being close. They would bounce between talking to each other and not talking. My sister said she always had to talk to my mom to make plans, and my mom isn't there for her at certain times. Also, my sister doesn't like my mom's now husband. Well, my mom has been diagnosed with cancer, terminal. I'm sorry to hear that. She's doing good and is very positive throughout her situation. I'm sure she definitely has her moments, but her and my sister still don't really talk. At the beginning, it was, again, on and off talking, but now they don't talk. I know they both have their own reasons, and my mom found out that my sister was spreading rumors about my mom's husband and that he was abusive. My mom was pissed, and that's the main reason she doesn't bother talking to my sister now. My mom told me that she feels like my sister really doesn't care about her or that she has cancer. My mom now has cancer on her brain and didn't tell my sister because they don't talk, and my mom thinks my sister doesn't care at all. I guess I'm just in the middle. I talked to my mom and don't have a problem with her husband. I asked my mom if he was abusing her. She said no, and really there are no signs that he is. He takes care of my mom very well, is always there for her. Honestly, I don't think my mom would be as positive through this if she didn't have him. As for my sister, I really don't talk to her. We were never close. She's my older sister, but we never had that bond. I've tried a few times at the beginning to get them to talk and invite each other over and see one another, but really both of them are just done. My mom and me only find things about my sister through Facebook when she posts about it, like joining the military. I don't interact with her posts because a part of me is saying, why would I? You can't tell me personally about things, and you don't talk to our mom who is terminally ill just because you post something on Facebook. I'm supposed to now pay attention when you can't even tell me these things. I know this is long, but I guess I just want your thoughts. How would you take this? Like, I feel guilty for not asking her about the military and things, but the other side of me is like, why am I finding out through Facebook like you didn't even invite or share it with me? My sister invited my aunt, my mom's sister, to her signing before going away, but didn't ask my mom or me to attend or tell us she was even doing this life-changing career. Before this, she worked in a hospital. Also, I live in Nova Scotia, and both my mom and sister live in another province, but they live in the same one. Christmas is coming, and I know my sister won't go down to my mom's house, but that's where I go when I drive down. Should I keep pushing for them to get together? I just don't get why little petty things keep my sister from talking to my mom. I know it hurts my mom a lot. She doesn't understand why, but now my mom is mad at my sister, and she doesn't want to talk to her, and I don't post much on Facebook. If it wasn't for Facebook, I would never know what's going on in my sister's life, as she has no idea what's going on in my life because I don't post about it. What are your thoughts? If any of that made sense, thank you. Love you both. Okay, you need to take it away. I need to catch my breath.
Well, first of all, I'm so sorry that you're going through that. That is awful. So first of all, I feel like maybe your sister not telling you guys about the military thing, maybe because you guys have such a weird relationship, maybe she felt like it was just like if you guys aren't on talking terms or not, well, I know you and her are, but your mom and her are not. But if maybe she just felt like you guys wouldn't care, because there's times where like I haven't told family members stuff and then they're like, oh, why didn't you tell me? And it's because I just don't think that they would care. That is a huge thing, and it is your sister, so I know it, like, if my sister went, I'd be like, and you didn't tell me.
Military's crazy.
Oh, I'd be
That's
pissed.
Different.
But we also, I don't know. Maybe I think that it's like she maybe feels like you guys don't care, or maybe it's awkward, or maybe I don't know what it is, honestly. I think seeing it from her point of view maybe would be a little helpful. I do think that you should keep trying to push them to talk. I know a lot of in other circumstances I'd say maybe leave it alone, but because your mom is terminally ill and this possibly could be her last Christmas, I think pushing for them to talk is something that I think that if you didn't try your hardest and your mom unfortunately did pass or whatever, I feel like it would be you would think about it forever, be like, oh, I should have pushed them to talk more, and you'd kind of hold this guilt that isn't your guilt, because it's not your burden to carry if they were to not talk and something were to happen. But I do think just naturally, in being a good person, you will think about it for a while that you should have pushed harder. But also remember that there's only so much you can do. But I really suggest maybe asking them all to sit down and talk in person, or
a family intervention.
Like a family intervention. And if someone's not willing to, then they're not willing to. Or if you feel more comfortable, maybe try talking to them separately. And the whole like abusive husband thing is very weird. Like, I don't know why she would think that, and then your mom is telling you absolutely not.
Like I can understand why your mom, if your mom is, she's terminally ill, her husband is going to be her rock in all this. Family's a rock, but honestly, it's going to be your significant other that's probably going to hold you down through all that. And the fact is that your sister is spreading rumors about him being abusive to her. That's probably super upsetting to her, because she's already fighting her fight, and then she also has to probably put out all these fires of people thinking, oh, she's getting abused because your sister wants to like run her mouth everywhere. I mean, I think that's a crappy thing to do on your sister's part. But just like Karlee said, I think, again, I think you trying is definitely the best course of action, because whether or not, they're getting along or whether or not they want to talk, when that day comes, I feel like, I don't know your sister, but I feel like any human being with any emotional, any level of emotion would eat them up probably for the rest of their lives, because you never got to reconcile with your mother. And I know there are people that I know that had not the same issues, but very similar, where they had a wishy-washy relationship with their parents, and when their parents passed, they hold that with them every day because they never got to reconcile, and they never got to just sit down and maybe even say goodbye. So yeah, I agree with you. I think that's the best way to do it, is to honestly try your hardest to get them to talk.
Also, I think your mom might have no energy left in her to try and make the conversation, start a conversation.
That is so true.
And I think it is unfortunate. And I wouldn't always say this. I would say most of the time it's a parent's job to try and have a relationship with their child. But in this circumstance, I do think your sister should be the one pushing for a relationship with your mom at this point.
So let's get into the last email. We have one more. The title is, I feel like my ex is certified trash. So it says, I recently started dating someone who had just broken up with their girlfriend, claiming she was a rebound from our relationship.
Wait, what?
No, that doesn't make sense. I recently started dating someone who had just broken up with their girlfriend, claiming she was a rebound from our relationship, and he was losing feelings.
I'm confused. We're missing something here.
All right.
Anyways, keep going.
Let's see if it will make sense later. He asked me to be his girlfriend on the same day. I said yes. And we spent the next day together getting intimate. Okay. However, I soon discovered a few hours later that he still had his ex labeled as my wife on his phone. To be fair, it's only been a day. He might not have even had time. If you guys were busy doing what you were doing, when would he have had time to do that? But here's the thing. It's not like, someone breaks up and then immediately you're like, you know what? I'm changing your contact information to my phone. That's the least of their concerns, to be fair. But anyway, that's like a 15-year-old thing to do. Now it's like X. That's how you know it's official. And then you remove it off Facebook. Then it's really official.
Yes. Facebook official.
Yeah. So, had her labeled as my wife on his phone. When confronted, he said he'd talk to her in person and decide what to do. Okay. The next day, he shockingly confessed his ongoing love for his ex. I don't know if that's shocking.
Ma'am, he's cheating on her with you.
Yeah.
Sorry to break it to you.
And asked to break up with me. Oh, he asked? That's nice.
Wait, so you guys were dating for a day?
So the relationship lasted for barely 24 hours. This is the fourth time I'm getting back with him, by the way.
Okay, honey, we have to have a serious conversation.
Okay, hold on.
No.
We always broke up on the clause of his infidelity, and then he'd apologize, and I'd take him back. Oh, so this makes more sense now. Because in the beginning, you said I recently started dating someone who had just broken up with their girlfriend.
Yes, so it's Rebound because they've gone back and forth.
Already dated this guy. Okay, you should have led with that. That makes
No, switch the camera to me because I have to talk to her face to face.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Woman to woman. I'm going to be a girl's girl right now. You are being absolutely played. And I'm sorry, honey, but it's right in your face. Love ya. But come on, you're smarter than that. You are. Right? What are you looking at me like? What? What's the problem? I'm being truthful.
I didn't say you weren't.
Why are you looking at me like I'm being mean?
You're not being mean. You're being a girl's girl.
I'm being the honest friend that everyone needs.
I feel like anybody would tell her this.
Yeah.
I feel like any.
I'm sure she can even. I'm sure she even notices it while she's writing it.
Yeah, you're probably like, ooh, this seems.
You're smart. You know you're smart. You have a good head on your shoulders. I'm sure. Come on.
So, then it goes.
There's more?
I'm left feeling hurt, confused, and overwhelmed, especially with an important exam coming up. Hey, focus on the studies. Edit.
The school part is showing her age. But
yeah, that's what I was.
But you can be in school for like a doctor for like 10 years. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling like you're probably younger.
I feel like you're like 19, 20.
Yeah, probably, or like really early 20s.
Yeah, but even then, honey, that's a little too old to be like.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. So it says, edit. We dated before he met his girlfriend. Oh, okay. The edit's at the bottom. Got it. We dated before he met. I forgot I have to read emails bottom up. My bad. We dated before he met his girlfriend, hence why I got back with him the exact same day he broke up with her. And I feel like if he came back to me again, I might say yes. I honestly don't know what to do. Much love from Nigeria. I love you so much, Karlee. I've watched you since 2018. Josh and Lav. P.S. Love the podcast.
Well, first of all, I love you too. Thank you so much.
But we're going to get real.
No, but I'm going to give you tough love. And the truth is that they would be absolutely, you seem like a smart girl. You're studying for exams. You seem like you have a good head on your shoulders. And that would be honestly stupid of you to go back to him again.
It's funny because she literally said, I feel like if he came back to me again, I might say yes.
And unfortunately, you are his side piece. You are his side piece that he can always go to.
No, he probably has a bunch.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
probably done
for
this
sure. But she's one of them.
Yeah, you're just on the list.
Yeah. And you might not be. You might be the only one.
I feel like it's time to take a look. Okay. When you consistently let somebody play you like that, and you're already saying if he asks me to go back out with him, I'm going to probably say yes, even though he just did that. It's time to take a look inside, insecurity-wise. Because there's no way you should be letting this guy, first of all, unless he's like the biggest catch on this whole planet, and even still.
Clearly he's not, because anyone with that personality is not a catch.
Exactly. But I'm just, like a hypothetical, maybe there's something real good about this guy.
Doubt it.
Still not worth it. I really think it's coming.
Maybe he's a millionaire.
That's what I was going to get to. I'm like, maybe he has a lot of money, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll let it slide. Like a couple times, no big deal. Like you're a millionaire.
Right.
It's like, it sucks, but it's like, I get it. It doesn't seem like that situation, but however, if it's not that, even if it is that, I would really take a deep look inside and say, why am I letting this guy actually trample all over me, and why do I still want to go back to him?
A huge thing that I've always kind kind of took with me when I'm like looking for advice or whatever is, if your friend were to come with you to this situation, what would your advice be? And I've even done it like to myself with other situations where it's like, speak to yourself the way that you'd speak to your friends if they came to you with a problem.
Not even your friends. Anybody of influence in your life.
Yes.
Mother, grandmother,
Yes.
aunt, like somebody.
Like if somebody was doing this to your mother or to your
Yes,
sister
yes.
or to your best friend, you'd be like, no, give your head a shake. You deserve better than that.
I
And
know it's
you
hard.
deserve better than that.
It's hard in the moment to be like, because you're probably obviously love this guy. And, you know, I just feel like if he's
not serious about you.
Yeah,
That's
no.
just the truth.
And you're saying
I'm
you've
sorry.
been back and forth this is the fourth
No,
time.
no.
And every single time we always broke up on the clause of his infidelity. So clearly it's never going to change. And clearly
No.
he's just doing this with probably a bunch of different women.
And then even if you guys were to like get in a serious relationship,
Yeah, you'll never be able to trust
you'll
him.
never be able to trust him because you know what type of guy he is. It's just not. It's a headache. You deserve better. Absolutely not. Please cut it off.
Yeah.
Please, I'm begging.
I think for your own sake, I feel like you're not going to thank yourself now because you'll be upset. You should thank yourself now, but your brain won't let you do that. But if you think of future you're really going to thank yourself because hopefully you'll find a nicer guy. I mean, the bar's real low, so it shouldn't take much to find someone better. You'll really thank yourself. It's going to suck now, but you will thank yourself later.
100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of, like, I feel like that guy's like a walking red flag. I want to know, what do you think your red flags are?
Oh, that's such a good question. In what context? Like just as me as a person or like relationship wise?
Maybe both. Do whatever one's easier for you. I feel like we don't have any red flags other than the way that we look.
Yeah, I feel like people probably perceive me to be a totally different person than I am, which is rightfully so. But I feel like that might be a red flag for some. Maybe emotionally, I'm not like super. I don't know. You would.
One of your red flags is that you cannot have a serious conversation. You
Yeah.
are just always sarcastic.
Yeah.
And like it's just.
I always need to cut the tension somehow. Or
I know you're
joke,
like a weirdo.
but it works.
It works, but sometimes you have to have serious conversations.
Yeah, and we do. When
No, we don't.
Yeah.
I have a conversation with myself, and you're going, okay, honey. Yep, I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. That's it. You never have a serious conversation with me. We were gonna do the suspect challenge. Did you have things written down for me? Because I had some written down for you.
No, I couldn't think of anything. 'Cause you're perfect.
Seriously,
I literally didn't have anything written down.
let me look. I have them written down, I think.
Yeah, I didn't have anything written down. So we're not doing that. It's probably too late now, yeah. Is the train
Also,
over?
it requires us running, so I don't know how that's
Oh
going to go.
no. Yeah, so the second take we're both sweating bullets.
Well, actually, a lot of people are just running on spot, but the suspect challenge is hilarious, and I wish I would have done it with Nick when he was here.
Oh yeah.
I think that would have been
Yeah,
hilarious.
that'd have been funny. I think that's definitely a red flag of mine.
I have one. Do you want to see my suspect?
Yeah, go.
Suspect can get tattoos everywhere, but can't get his blood taken without passing out.
That's crazy, but it's not the same thing. Okay, let me say. I've passed out giving blood once or twice, and now every time I go, I just ask to lay down. I've definitely not passed out every single time, but I have passed out giving blood. Absolutely, it's happened.
I kind of wish we did this, but anyways, suspect swears he's 5'10", but he's actually 5'8".
I'm 5'10".
He is 5'10".
From the doctor.
No, he is 5'10", but I wanted to do that because like in the video, you'd be like what? That's just a blatant
that would
lie.
have thrown me off.
Yeah, that was you would have tripped probably.
Yeah, that would have thrown me off.
And then I have suspect won't eat anything all day, but then will devour 3 bags of chips in one sitting, and then complain he's gaining weight.
All right, those are good.
I know you have a lot of them.
Those are really good.
I know.
Damn. Yeah, that's all. Those are all true. Minus the 5'8".
Yeah, he's not 5'8". I was just trying to like in the video. I thought your reaction would
It's
have been
seeming
funny.
like I am 5'8", the way I'm reacting to this.
Nobody's not.
I promise I'm not. It doesn't matter. Even if I was, 5'8" still like pretty average, I think. But
Yeah, I'm 5'6".
Yeah. Anyway, those are really.
You don't
good.
have any for me? Because I'm just
No,
perfect.
I actually don't. Besides cookies.
Suspect swears she's confident but had a million surgeries to make her look better.
Okay, but it's different if you see. I wouldn't have come up with that one.
Why?
That's like you would have come up with that because you want to make fun of yourself.
Suspect swears she eats healthy but's gained weight over every single year. No?
No, I see. I wouldn't have come up with those ones. That's a you.
Well, good, because if you would have said those things to me, I would have lost my mind. I would have cried.
Yeah, it would have turned into a suspect challenge for real.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, you would have been prime suspect number one.
So you don't have any for me?
Missing case. I actually would need to think about it, and I'm not even just saying that. I'm trying to think if I can come up with one right now, but I don't know if I can. It would be something with cookies for sure. That would be my first.
Really?
One. Yeah.
Get real.
Yeah.
If that's
Suspect
the word.
complains about eating cookies, but always buys the 18 pack.
That is true. I don't know what happened to me. I love cookies now. We should, when Sick comes back, we should all do the suspect challenge on each other.
Yeah, but I don't know if we
Sick
know,
doesn't have any.
No, I don't know if I know anything about Sick.
That's
like that.
true, yeah. Because they have to be like really like personal. You got to know that person really well.
Yeah, you got to know their dark secrets.
Yeah.
You got to know how they are day to day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Those are good though. Damn,
Thanks.
I kind of wish we did it. Those are really good.
We can still do it.
No, too late.
I'll just have it posted before Tuesday.
That's good.
I can come up with more. I can do.
Oh,
we
thanks.
can do it. There's a ton about you.
Oh, good. That's really good to hear. Did you get any questions?
Let me check.
Oh, hey, Kappa. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah. Hopefully, so Karlee posted. We should have done this earlier, but Karlee posted a Q&A on Instagram at like 8 in the morning because it is currently only 9:30. I actually really like doing the podcast this early. I won't lie. This is really nice. Because then I feel like we still have the whole day to do stuff. Excuse me. Hey, buddy. Anything?
No, they weren't very topic.
I feel bad
Really?
because a lot of people, they ask questions that are... Here, buddy, let's move you here.
I've been doing YouTube for 10 years. Like, I've answered these questions so many times.
And then I feel like people, they're asking a lot of... They asked a lot of the same questions as we've already answered, but again, you have so many different platforms. It's like, where did you answer it? Was it on Patreon? Was it on YouTube? Was it on the podcast? Was it on the vlog?
We can do like a whole Q&A one day, but if you want your questions answered, my Patreon is like, I'm answering questions live. I'm answering them. I do like straight up Q&As. I'm more open to answer like crazy questions on Patreon too. So if you want like some really nitty gritty stuff, I'll actually answer it there.
Yeah. That's true.
But we're going to go to sushi today.
Yeah, we're going to get sushi. It's only 9:30, though. I was anticipating that we would have done the podcast.
Yeah.
Got off the podcast.
Me too.
And just been able to go.
But
it's way too early to go get sushi.
I mean, whatever. We have to give her breakfast first before we go, too. She's going to have eggs and toast and strawberry.
Cool. I want to see if we have one more email because, oh, no, we're doing pretty well on time. This one's a little interesting though. I kind of gazed over it, glanced over it, whatever you want to say. So this is a religious question. I'm not sure if this would be an interesting topic. I am not too familiar with the Bible and stuff as I'd like to be, but my thoughts are earth is hell. We are in hell right now. All right. When you die, you go to heaven. I feel like if you did something wrong in life and didn't learn the lesson that you needed, you get reincarnated. If you did something horrible, like, I don't know. I don't even know if I can say that word.
Okay. Unalived someone?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You are stuck on Earth. That's why there are evil spirits and haunted places. I also think when you want to see someone, you can visit as whatever you want, like a bird or a butterfly. What are your thoughts? I get freaked out thinking about dying and not being on Earth. Like, what will I be doing? How am I going to feel after death? Will I see my family? Will I actually be able to watch over my kids? Am I still going to be this hot? Haha.
Me.
That's definitely a Karlee question.
Did I email myself?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I guess maybe it was you. I think,
do I know that person?
I don't know.
Do you recognize the name from?
Not even a little bit.
Okay, anyways. I recognize like most of my Patreon.
Yeah, a lot of, if you email in, even I do, like even I'll recognize a name if it's like a frequent person. Mm-hmm. If you're frequent in like comment sections or lives or comment, like whatever, wherever it is, we'll probably recognize you.
Yeah. Like, I answer people on Instagram all the time because I'm like, oh, I know you're on Patreon, and then I answer them.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways.
That's a
So when I was a kid, before like I found Jesus, I thought the same thing. I thought like, okay, if you were like filthy rich in this life and you like didn't donate your money and you just like were like just selfish and prideful, I thought when you died you would come back and be like super poor and like be starving and like kind of learn your lesson in your next one. And I actually did think that. And I don't know, or like if you were like really, really hot in this life, your next one you're gonna be like just beat, like just ugly.
So you used to believe in like a reincarnation, but you would come back as an opposite.
Yes, to
kind
like
of person.
Yeah, to like learn your lesson.
I think every young person, I had a similar belief. Like if we were privileged enough to grow up in a first world country.
Yeah, that you'd grow up like somewhere that was struggling.
Very poor and like a third world country,
right?
Like maybe you live that life now, or like a war.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think a lot of people maybe had those thoughts.
I don't think that we're living in hell right now. I get the saying, and I get why people would think that.
So I have a tattoo on the side of my head. No, this side. It says through hell to heaven. This was before I found Jesus, by the way.
Well, I mean, saying it is different than
yes,
like actually believing that this is hell.
I don't believe this is hell. I believe that a lot of people go through a lot of hardships and a lot of terrible things, and I believe you can tell yourself like, okay, this has to be hell. How does it get worse than this? It depends on the card.
Some people are living like in war, and it is actual hell.
For sure. Like some people have mental torment every day. They're going through the worst things.
Yes.
And of course I can say, oh yeah, I'm not going to argue with you or if you think this is hell on earth.
Right.
Sure. But again, I don't really believe that we live in a hell. I think the concept of hell or I just think it's something that we probably couldn't even fathom of how bad and horrible it would be.
Well, I think we're here to like love each other, spread the word of God, act as close as to Jesus as we can. I think there's a lot of things to enjoy in life, and most of people's hell and things that we are experiencing are from mankind. War, all of those things, they're not inflicted from the world itself. It's from the people on earth.
I do feel like it's
and decisions and free will.
You said something about
coming back as like
I feel like if you did something wrong in life and you didn't learn the lesson, you get reincarnated. If you did something horrible like unaliving, you were stuck on earth. That's an interesting concept of like, because that's in the Bible when they say Jesus will come back, or like the second coming of Jesus, whatever, that you'll ascend into heaven with him, and then the people who, like the sinners and the whatever, and the people
it's like 7 years or something of tribulation
will be on earth living in hell. Like
it'll basically be hell on earth. Yeah,
it's kind of what it biblically says. So I don't know the actual chapter or the verse or anything like that. So don't ask that. But
I wish we could have my uncle on here.
Yeah, me too. That would be.
I wish that people could ask.
Yeah, but why couldn't we?
Should we ask him on?
Yeah.
Okay, so my uncle is a bishop, and so he's the pastor of our church, and he is so knowledgeable on these things. Like, I wish sometimes I could just sit with him for like hours and just pick his brain, and I'm sure he would let me, just because we're family. But
I think we should do like a. I don't think, obviously, like if you're in this comment section now and you have like religious questions and whatever, I would ask them. But I feel like we should like kind of post it a bunch of places.
Yes,
and
get
bunch of
some
questions and just fire them off.
Yeah, I think it would help people kind of have these religious questions that they don't get answered, or even atheists, if you have questions on why you should believe or stuff. He has a lot of good, like I've asked questions and then he explains it, and I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like, it makes so much sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of times.
He is so smart.
I feel like anybody who believes in God or follows Jesus, and I feel like at some point in your journey in life, you're going to have questions and you're going to question things, and that's a normal thing to do. I do it constantly. I think it's.
Imagine if we had like a whole section where it was like, atheist asks a pastor questions.
See,
that is sick.
These are the types of
I'm asking him.
These are the types of segments that we wanted on this podcast. The original thought to do this podcast was to do stuff like that. Was to have like people on.
But it's my uncle,
guests.
so I feel comfortable with him coming
Yeah,
here.
I know. Exactly. But I'm saying like this was the original concept to come back. So again, when it sucks because we kind of put a pause on that part because of the season and Lavender and whatever. So, but this was what In the Ring was supposed to be, having these segments, having people on, like your uncle and having, you know.
I can give him food after.
Yeah,
I buy him some food.
Having your uncle on and having maybe somebody who's an atheist that can come on and like fire off questions. And I would even have questions. Like you don't have to be an atheist to ask questions about God and the Bible.
I'm just saying for a title, that would be really good.
Yeah.
A title, that would be a fire title.
Yeah. Like atheist.
I have questions. I'm not an atheist, and I have questions for him all the
That's
time.
what I mean. They could be like atheist.
And you know what? I really miss going to church.
Yeah.
So having him in the house would give me a little warm hug.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good idea, and I feel like we should find somebody who could have a good conversation like that and ask all the right and ask the questions they want to ask. Maybe we know somebody. I don't know if we know anybody like that.
Rob.
I don't know.
I feel like you would ask him questions.
You would need. This is the thing, though. Is you need to, when you're asking a pastor questions, I would rather someone who's more like agnostic, not like an atheist.
No, I was just saying for a title. I wasn't actually.
No, I know.
I didn't actually mean like
I know,
only atheists.
I think it would be better to have someone who's more like agnostic, because then your heart is open to accepting answers instead of just being like, that's.
I feel like Rob and Elena are like that. We talk to them all the time.
Yeah, but they might not actually care enough to find out. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I
like
get
they
what
might
you're
not
saying.
actually care enough to be like, oh yeah, I would like to know about that. They probably don't. I'm guessing. I don't know if they really do.
Jordan?
Yeah, that could be it.
Jordan believes in God.
Yeah, I think he's like, again, like
and he has questions.
Agnostic. Like he doesn't know what to believe.
Yeah.
And he said that before.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do that.
And he knows Jordan.
That would be cool.
Anyways.
Good idea. Again, this was the original concept.
I'm doing it. That's one that I'm comfortable doing. I know him already. He's gonna come to my house.
Hopefully after this like season, hopefully we can have like a bunch of segments planned and actually follow through with him. Like we were supposed to interview a doctor. We were supposed to get another guest on here. We were supposed to have another guest on here. Like we were supposed to do a lot. So hopefully after this season, we can really get stuff like that done. Yeah. And then Lavender will be older. Maybe we'll be more comfortable with like people actually watching her and taking her. Not out of the house. No.
Well, my mom can take her when
that's what
my uncle's here.
Yeah, like saying like go
like in the room,
bring in the room, whatever, and then get some stuff done. That'd be cool. If you guys want to see that, let us know down below. But let's close out. We're past an hour, so
I also want Olivia on here.
Yes. Yeah. For sure. People love Olivia.
Yeah, they do.
I know they like the mukbang you guys did. Yeah, we should definitely have her on. That'd be cool.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to email couplesinthering@gmail.com if you have any topics, TikToks, debates, ideas, advice, questions, anything you want. Go over to couplesinthering@gmail.com. If you have emailed before, just respond to that thread and kind of do like bumping or whatever if you want us to kind of like revisit it, or if you have any updates on the same thread, make sure it's on the same thread. Don't send a new one. That would be helpful. Or if you do send a new message, put it like in the subject of what it is. If you guys want to go over to my Patreon for $5, you guys can get like over 600 videos right now. And in the new year, I will be doing free live streams over there. So I will like talk about that more in the future. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.